And we are live. Happy Monday. We got a big crew today.
Let's go. Happy
First day of
Monday.
summer. First day of summer, right?
Yeah, spring cycle's over, which means obviously it's the first day of summer. But we had a badass end to our cycle. Wrapped up retest week last week, which was amazing.
Took my sweater off because it's summer.
Got to show those hard-earned biceps.
Yeah, we put in a lot of work this cycle. So overall thoughts, retest week, how do we feel like it went? That's his answer.
Yeah, the data speaks for itself, right? Yeah.
I don't need to guess how it went. Okay?
Yeah.
I know how it went. I know how my spring went.
We got
I got 10 more toes to bar. I got 3 more strict pull-ups. I lifted 100 pounds more. I crushed Savage, just too many to count. I got 2 minutes faster on my high rocks. Strong, fit, ripped. Actually, I need them cards.
Let's go.
I shouldn't have slammed them down.
Yeah, it was an awesome week. And we had, just looking at my little tallies here, between all of the individual tests we did, between all the workouts we did, we had over 400 PRs from people across the week, which is insane. And this cycle went on one end of the spectrum. We had all of those strict gymnastics movements. We had some isolated weightlifting. And then on the complete other side, we really dove into our hybrid fitness and had some really fitness and endurance focused workouts. So like Ant said, we got fit, we got strong, and we got ripped this cycle.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool when you see like Mad Max and Mad Mary next to each other, right? Because everybody lifted more weight, but then nobody's like cardio went down. If anything, it went up a couple, So it just shows like we were just doing it all.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this cycle, and I feel like this is one of the first cycles we've done that's had such a cut and dry, like clear distinction between the types of workouts before we try to throw everything into one workout. So it might be fitness focused with heavy weights if we're in a strength cycle. But for this retest week, it was very clear, like today's a strength day. Today's a fitness day. Today is, a strict gymnastics day. So I think it was really great for the athletes to have such a clear picture of where they're getting better, where they're improving, where they're not improving, whether it's intentional or not. So it just gave everyone really great feedback from the week.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what we call it, right? It's feedback week, right? It's not test week, really. It's not baseline week. I mean, baseline week is a thing, but like it's more about feedback. So how did the last 3 months go is what you get a picture of.
Yep. Yeah. And for some people, they crushed it. And I think we all know the people that crushed it the most because we were working right alongside them, working with them on their nutrition, on their workouts, making sure they were showing up because all of our clients smashed it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know we all have just some like amazing scorecards filled out from our people. And I think we can just kind of go around and give some shout outs, give some highlights from the week. I think my biggest one of my clients has been with me for like almost a year now, is Sydney. And I've got her full scorecard. Not a single number on here is less than what it was during baseline week. But honestly, she did. And the biggest, like the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that the car is just filled out, because that in itself for her was a huge goal. The fact that she was able to come so many days in a row and at the end of the week come to our High Rocks workout, which was outside her comfort zone. It was tough, but she crushed it. And I have her. Sydney would never have taken a photo like this when she first joined after a workout. She would have been mad at me, honestly. Let me share the screen here. There she is.
Aw.
No, but she was so proud of herself.
Is that after the High Rocks?
That was after High Rocks, believe it or not.
Happy, healthy, and stronger.
Yeah, and she even had the confidence to come and join us at like 7:30 and do it, so it
Yeah,
was
she
super
didn't
cool.
just come at 9 o'clock. She came with, all the coaches. I invited her to come out. She got there before I did. She was ready to go.
Yeah, she was. She was the first one in the door, I think. So
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
it was
cool.
amazing.
Yeah. So give us some of the highlights off of the scorecard.
I think huge right top of the list is going to be her toes to rings, which for her that was a hanging knee raise.
Mm.
But her stamina on the bar has gone up so much. She did 20 in a minute during baseline week, and she did 39. So we'll just say she did double. She did
You
double the
Yeah,
reps.
you
Wow.
doubled.
So able to hang on to the bar for twice as long.
That's amazing.
And you can see the trickle down effect of that. She PR'd her rope climbs by 1. Last time she did 7 sit to stand. This time she did 8, which, I mean, 1 rep of a sit to stand takes a hot minute. So to be able to get a whole nother one in within 1 minute is
Right.
awesome.
Well, and after doing double the reps on the other one, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the same thing with her burpee box get-overs. That's a big movement. So she added a whole other one in a minute. She did 5 and then she did 6 during retest week.
So 3 PRs in one day.
Yeah, in one day.
Yeah.
And that was all before the Savage workout, which she pretty much doubled her reps. She got 62 reps during baseline week and 114
Oh my God.
during retest week.
That was a tough one too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And she added 120 pounds to her lifts across the board.
Wow.
Let's go.
So Sydney really is the picture of strong, fit, and ripped for this cycle. She was consistent in coming to 3 to 4 workouts a week. She stuck to our nutrition plan and she kept showing up even when it was hard. She would text me and be like, I'm super sore. I was like, that's great. You're still going to come, but you can do these movements instead today. We're not going to, just skip the gym. So she crushed it.
Amazing.
Go Sid.
Yeah. All right, Lauren, who do you have for us?
I'm gonna brag on Meredith and Mari, and I like talking about these two here because we've got a seasoned veteran, member in Meredith. She has been working out with us for several years, and then we've got Mari, who's a brand new member. And hasn't really lifted weights before. So it's been really fun working with both, and they have different goals. They're at different points in their fitness journeys, but they're both benefiting a ton in different ways from our coaching program. And so with Meredith, she had cancer 20 years ago and has been struggling with some oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. You got it. She's been struggling with pushing in her workouts. Her endurance has been, a challenge for her. Her energy has been low. And so we've been working together on really fueling around her workouts and making sure she's eating enough. And I mean, the results just show that she's benefiting from that. So she, kind of improved everywhere, somewhat equally, her strength went up. She was super proud of her bench press PR. She made significant strides with her deadlift. And she has struggled with her form in the past on her deadlift. So it was really cool being able to early in the cycle, take some steps backwards with working on form. But still, by the end of it, she blew her deadlift total out of the water. She improved her deadlift by 70 pounds across the 5 rep, 3 rep, and 1 rep max. I think her 1 rep ended up at 215, which is an ultimate 1 rep max for her. And you're not even really supposed to get a true 1 rep max in that workout, but she did. Her Mad Max strength workout, went up. And she was dealing with a bit of an ankle sprain during retest week, actually. So she was still modifying some things, but she crushed everything. Her back to basics improved, her push-up strength. I think that goes hand in hand with the bench press, strength going up. We've done so much strict push-up work and bench press work together. So it wasn't a surprise that those both went up. And then she improved her rope climb and her toes ring. She was really excited about that because we've been working a lot on her core strength. So And her pictures are amazing as well. I don't know if you want to pull those
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
but you can just see the strength that she's building. Like she's leaning out. And these, I don't even have her this isn't even her most recent one, but you know, she's just adding muscle and leaning out. So she looks awesome.
Yeah.
So, and she's getting a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casual.
She is.
Yeah,
She's a
just
mom
a
of
mom.
2, you know,
Just a
she's
mom of 2 with a
and has
6-pack.
abs. Yeah.
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 Just
And I
a
love
casual mom of 2 with a 6-pack, you know?
what you said about her also being like a veteran member. Meredith's been coming for a long time, and I've watched her. She's always been consistent, but with your help and a little bit of like focused direction with what she's doing, she's still getting amazing results. You know, after all these years of being an ox, coming to the gym, like Aunt said, mom of 2, like she can still get a 6-pack if she wants to. We just have to have a little help along the way.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
she's
is
having
cool to see
fun.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cool to see that. Because like when someone first comes in, there's so much you can change that they can get better, right? But to see that you can, even if you've been with us for years, if you get a coach, you're going to get results quicker. It's as
Mhm.
simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yep.
Yeah, that scorecard is awesome. Yeah, because then on the flip side of that, we have you have your client Mari, right, Lauren?
Yeah. Yeah. So Mari has been working with me for 12 weeks, and you know, like you said, like she can, you can see some big improvements in like a new member right away. But, you know, she hasn't just been seeing progress just because, you know, she's actually really putting in the work, like, and doing everything that the program tells her to do, you know? So she's been seeing just insane results. Like on your scorecard, you can see her total weight improved by like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, her bench press, back squat, her deadlift went up an insane amount, like more than 150 pounds. She is super proud of the fact that she can do workouts now and push throughout. Like she used to get really tired and winded and would almost have to kind of stop or cut them short. But like her Mount Atlas and her Savage workouts, she increased her reps. Her Mount Atlas went up by like 70 reps or more. And just, so she's just able to like, you know, hold on to that weight longer and push harder throughout workouts. And, you know, we started small. We just cleaned up her diet and focused on eating real, you know, whole foods for a while. And then we took it up a level and started adding in more protein and weighing and measuring protein. And she was eating probably half of the amount of protein that I wanted her to be eating when we first started working together. And that's often so shocking to women, you know, because they think they're eating so much, but they don't realize that they're actually eating, you know, too many carbs and not enough protein. And that's resulting in, you know, the body composition that they don't want and not being able to recover better and, you know, gain the muscle that they want. So as soon as she really started eating more protein, she was just getting ripped, you know, and like the results in the gym were just taking off. So yeah, she's a total badass new member. Yeah, you can just see she's gained a ton of strength and muscle.
Yeah,
So
that's so cool.
give us the highlights. So how much weight did she lose?
Oh yeah. So okay, Mari is Mari's a mom of 3. She's a new member, but she within 12 weeks lost 20 pounds.
So she lost 20 pounds.
Yeah, lost 20 pounds. She lost about 6 inches in her stomach.
She increased her strength by 400 pounds.
Increased her strength by 400 pounds. Her deadlift, back squat, and bench press went
She
up.
increased her ring rows by almost double from more than double, 7 to 18.
7 to 18.
So
Yeah.
stronger upper body, gymnastics.
Yeah.
400
Beat
pounds.
everything.
Lost 20 pounds in body weight, but still improved her strength. And then,
Probably lost more than that because she gained a lot of muscle too, you know.
and then she also did the 5K, right?
Yeah, I was just about to
5K
say
by
the
5
5
minutes. Yeah.
How much faster on a 5K?
5-minute PR on her 5K.
So 5-minute PR, 400 pounds, lost 20 pounds, improved the gymnastics by double. 12 weeks.
Yep. And
Dang.
she followed she just did what I asked her to do 100% of the time. That's it.
Amazing.
Yeah. She didn't miss a video check-in. She didn't miss a day on her habit tracker scorecard. You know, she showed up at the start 3 times a week. I asked her to start coming 4 times a week. About 6 weeks in, she found a way to come 4 times a week and lost
Yeah.
20 pounds. Yeah.
I mean, our program gets you strong and fit, right? But if you combine it with the nutrition, you just go to a different level, right? Like,
Yeah.
she could have got stronger and fitter. Probably like, yeah, gained a little bit more strength. The strength number might have been the same, maybe not because of the amount of protein she ate that was better, you know, recovering
Mhm.
faster. But there's no
Yeah.
way you also lose 20 pounds and run your fastest 5K and improve your gymnastics, right? Like you might get one or two of them. You're not going to get five unless you're working with the nutrition, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, something else too that's invaluable as well is like she's working with me one on one. Like I know her journey, I know what she's going through every day. And as she started working out more, like you said, we had to eat more to get her into the gym a fourth day. But also, I met with her one on one and we did a 30-minute mobility session. So I taught her how to recover after workouts and I
Mhm.
gave her a mobility session to do 3 to 4 times a week and she was doing it and she
Right.
said she saw like immediate results and was able to just get back in the gym because she
Yeah.
was stretching. She started feeling like some back pain and tightness and it was all just because she wasn't stretching and taking care of her body.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what
that's
you
how
get when
you
you
can
work with a coach. You get that extra coaching and that extra accountability.
tailored to you, right? Tailored to your
Mhm.
goals and what's going on. Yeah, that's cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It's been fun working with like athletes at different journeys, in their fitness kind of journey, I suppose, and helping them in different ways.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna pop this up real quick. And we're gonna talk about your boy. Why is it not doing?
Which one?
If I could get this thing to work.
Connor.
Minute. You guys keep going. Give me a second.
Tell me which one you're going to talk about.
Connor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
do an intro for us.
Yeah. So the best way to describe Connor is the way that I asked him when we retested him a couple of weeks ago. So we did his baseline workout, and we're on week, I think, 14 together now, right? Our first goal was 12 weeks, and now we're into a second stage where he's training for high rocks and stuff like that. But we redid his baseline workout, and he did
Yeah.
it by 4 minutes. 4 minutes on his baseline workout. So
Wow.
like from like 13 something maybe to about 8 minutes. And I said, "How do you feel? And like, what have you got from this?" And he just said, "It's life changing," right? And like I would hear people say that, and I'd just like let it like like, oh,
Mhm.
awesome, yeah, that's what we do. But it just really resonated with him because like he's done everything from the start of the year since he joined,
Yeah.
And when he said life changing, like literally, like he's part of Oxfit in every way now. Anytime we have something coming up, he just says yes. And you see from the first guy that walked in the top left, um, he didn't feel good. He was inflamed, like, and he just wanted to feel better, right? And I remember I met with him. We did his baseline workout. Some of the stuff took a while, right? Like I'm super patient when it's your first time. And after the session, he said to me, I'm not much of a gym guy usually. So like,
Mhm.
I'm not sure how much I'll come to the gym. I more want the coaching and the nutrition. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, right? Like that's what I'm here for. And
Mhm.
then he got into the gym. He did the rowing competition. He did the 5K. He did the lift off. He's doing the Savage race.
Done it all.
And that guy that started is now fully part of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you can see that by his abs when you get down to the bottom right. He's gone from, you know, puffy and inflamed to having a line down his stomach. And now we're talking about how we get big shoulders and big biceps, right? Like, it's just a different person. and that person won his tennis tournament a couple of weeks ago.
Let's
Um,
go.
And like, that's before we've even gotten to the scorecard, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is just 12 weeks of just throwing yourself into the gym. And it's been amazing to just watch someone just fully buy in to like, you can have the best year of your life at Oxfit if you just say yes to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I didn't know he said that when he first came in. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. He has smashed everything we've done.
Yeah.
And just said yes, which is so cool. And like that photo is just the power of saying yes and just going with it and trusting your coach and trusting the process. And he looks amazing. Every time I see him, I'm like, he get more jacked. His
Yeah.
arms are getting ripped. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a video from the lift off that I should have sent, but like, he just looks like an athlete now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll talk you through some of the stuff that happened, which the photos say a lot, but this is insane. All right. So toes to rings from 12 to 16, strict pull-ups from 3 in a minute, which when I retested him when we first met in December, it was 0. So he already got to 3 by baseline week to 13
Wow. Wow.
strict
Yeah.
pull-ups from
That's
0.
iconic.
I'm not even saying 3, from 0 to 13 is the way I look at that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Lean,
crazy.
mean. Lean
Yeah.
and mean. Yeah.
Rope climbs 0 to 2.
Oh, let's go. Oh, he's gonna
And
crush this
then-
side.
Mad Max, which is your bench press, back squat, and deadlift. First came in and we did that on baseline week. It was 1,365 pounds. And he just did 2,105 pounds, which I'm not great at math, but that's like 800 pounds more,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Wild.
While also Mad Mary, which you do during the lifting, improve that by 2 while lifting 800 pounds more. Savage was out of control. Can't even do the math. Mount Atlas was 100 reps more.
And there's
And
not a
then-
lot of time for 100 reps. He was
There's
moving.
not a lot of time for 100 reps. And then the High Rocks PFT was 2.5, almost 3 minutes faster. So to give you the summary, from 0 to 13 pull-ups, the impressive ones, 800 pounds more lifted, 100 reps more, and then 3 minutes faster. So stronger by 800 pounds, more gymnastic by from 0, can't do a pull-up, to 13 reps in a minute, and then 3 minutes faster on a High Rocks PFT. So
Dang.
strong, fit, and as you can see from the photo, getting ripped by the day.
Dirty.
And
Yeah.
we're only in March.
Yeah, he looks amazing. He killed it. I can't wait to do the Savage race with him this weekend. But I've got to run. So fun chatting with all our results, y'all. I'll talk to
Yeah.
you
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lauren.
soon. Yeah.
That's perfect because I've got somebody ready to go. Oh,
Oh my
God.
gosh. Hi.
Flip your
Wait,
camera.
Sideways.
I did have it sideways. I swear.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Well,
Bring me back. I got someone else while you
all
bring me back.
right. Let's let Ant chat. Are we
You can put
going,
me in the main seat.
Mr. Dam?
Josh, aka Drip.
All right. Let me get him pulled up. You start telling us about Josh's journey.
Yeah, so Josh, I mean, I think we're coming up on a year, maybe longer, of him being in the gym. So just
Yeah,
like
probably.
Lauren, it's kind of cool. We're contrasting a new athlete with someone who's been with us for a while, you know?
Mhm.
And he's been with us for a while, and he randomly came in the gym, you know,
As people
and
do.
was like doing a trial, trying different gyms, and he lives in Stone Mountain, right? So like to come to the morning class, he has to drive to get there.
Mhm.
And he in the space of the first year lost, just by showing up and just doing the workouts, about 50 pounds, right?
That's insane.
And yeah, and he lost about 50 pounds. And it was awesome to watch him just come in the gym every day and just like get through the session. And he's always so positive. And he fell in love with the gym. We fell in love with him. He's the Josh is the 7 a.m. class. And by the 7 a.m. class, I mean like 7:05, maybe 7:10, right? And it's awesome to see him just become a part of that. Like he is the one that everybody looks forward. Like if he's not there, everyone's like, where the hell is Josh? You know?
Mhm.
And he always likes to make an entrance. And I kept talking to him. I was like, hey man, like you're just crushing it. Like you're here every day. You've lost 50 pounds. Like we can lose another 50 if you get on my nutrition fast, you know? Like we can do it. And we're gonna see massive improvements. And I was like, what do you want to do? And he's like, okay, I want to run a half marathon. And I was like, all right, so it's January. We're gonna run a half marathon at the end of the year. So to do that, we're gonna do the 5K in March. Then we're gonna do the 10 miler. When is that? Like September, August,
Yeah, like
sometime
September, October.
October, and then we're gonna do the half. But to do that, we gotta lose weight, right? Like I
Mhm.
don't want to carry any extra body weight doing them kind of distances. And he's never done a 5K before, so like we set the target of we're gonna do our nutrition program. We're gonna get to March, and he, bought in. Um, it was tough because like even he said like culturally, it's all rice. Like
Mhm.
every meal his mom brings to work is rice. You know what I mean? And I was like, and we're not going to eat rice for 3 months,
Yeah.
right? And in that time, I think he's lost another 25 pounds, right? So we're already on the way to where we want to go. And you can see it in his face, like it's amazing. Posted a video of him today and he looks completely different to that video
Yeah.
now. Like that video is so old. But the best 5K I've ever run was right next to Josh, and I've done a lot of 5Ks. And we finished it in 48 minutes, I think. And we were running the downhills, walking the uphills, and just getting to the finish line with him. He was positive the whole way. And this year we're gonna run a half marathon together, and I'm pumped.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's the highlight. That's the main highlight for me anyway. But just to take you through his card, like you're gonna be fucking amazed. So in the last 3 months, his toes to rings, which I think was a hanging knee raise on the rings, went from 13 to 25. His ring rows, 20 to 40. So we doubled that in a minute. His stand to sit rope climbs up 1. His burpee box get overs up 2. So like 3 of them were on the same day.
Yeah.
Then his lifting, he's added 300 pounds. So from 1600 to almost 1900. And then his Mad Mary went up by almost 10. So on the day he lifted, he also was fitter. Savage, 50 reps. Back to basics, beat it by 3 rounds. Mount Atlas by 50. And so, like, every number has gone up. He's stronger by 300 pounds. He's doubled all his gymnastics. He has improved his fitness on everything, and all his skills have gone up. And then he ran his first 5K. So I think was 75 pounds lighter.
That's amazing. And it's so cool to watch someone. I would often see Josh on Tuesdays when I'd work out in East Atlanta, and then I saw him during retest week, and like he moves like an athlete now. Like I was watching him do his burpee box get-overs, and it's like that is not the same person that walked in here a year ago. Like
Yeah.
he's just on such a cool path, and I can't wait to see him get to the half in November. But he's
And that's the power of the goals, right? Like we could have just set the goal of a half marathon, but to break it down into like we're gonna build up to it. Like he had a short-term target of a 5K.
Mhm.
So now every day he came in and I was like, hey Josh, if it's row, bike, ski, or run, you run every time,
Mhm.
right? If it's cardio workouts, that's where I need you to do your best, and that's where I need you to push because that's what it's gonna feel like in the 5K. And just targeting a goal to what we're doing just makes it so much more effective that he was taking less water breaks, right? He was early some days to class,
Mhm.
and it's just like, that's cool. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. And
And that's
coming to our endurance sessions on
yeah.
Sundays and stuff like that.
And that's why it's so important to, we like working and setting goals in these to most people, they're short time periods, 8 weeks, 12
Mhm.
weeks. It's not a
Yeah.
2025 goal. It's what are we going to get done in 90 days?
Right.
Because it keeps you motivated and it keeps you on top of it. So, when people come in, they're like, oh, in 2026, I want to run a marathon. I was like, that's cool, but I don't really want to think about that. Let's plan something for July and let's get
Yeah.
busy. It just makes it more fun and it makes it more rewarding and enjoyable to have those things to look forward to along the way. Um,
But
and
also, let's get you strong, fit, and ripped, and then go run a marathon, rather than let's run you into the ground for the next year. Like, what is that? What do we achieve there?
Mhm. Yeah, we want to make well-rounded athletes that they can set any goal they want. We're not
Mhm.
trying to train you. We're not training you for your goal. We're training you to be able to accomplish whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Like right now, we're training for the High Rocks, right, in April,
Mhm.
and we don't have to worry about any of the stations, right? Like none of the stations. We just have to run a little bit more on a Sunday. But the
Mhm.
stations are fine because we've spent this quarter getting strong. So any station we see, like the sandbags light, the wall balls light, the sleds are fine. Like all the
Yeah.
stations, the worry's off the list because we're strong, fit, and ripped. So now we just have to get a little bit of endurance. Like it just keeps it so simple when you think of it like that.
Absolutely. And I think this cycle too, I think we had some tests that were great examples of that because I think I programmed toes to rings, rope climbs, and burpee box get-overs maybe twice over the
Mhm.
course of 8 weeks, even
Yep.
though they were a part of baseline week. I mean, we never did them, but we did a lot of pulling. We
Mhm.
did a lot of core work. We did a lot of grip strength. We did,
Right.
a lot of jumping, and all of those things put together prepare you for those tasks. So if you think you can't do a high rocks because you've never done a lunge with something on your back, it's not even something we have to worry about because we move those types of weights and move our body in that way in the gym every week.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your highlight from, well, also, like, I looked through some of them scorecards,
Mhm.
and one that stood out was like Christie's scorecard. Like,
Mhm.
they just had a baby. And I
Yeah.
saw it today, and I was like, everything still went up,
Mhm.
Like, you just showed up, and you're going to get stronger and fitter. Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing in that first quarter, right? And then I think I saw a Rose scorecard from the 5:30
5:30.
a.m.
Yep.
And that thing was amazing. Rose and Ayana, they train
Mhm.
together most of the days, or
Mhm. Yeah.
okay,
They're
and
both in
their
that
two
5:30
scorecards
AM.
were incredible.
Mhm. Yeah, I think my highlight is seeing, because I feel like sometimes we have people that come very regularly, but maybe they don't quite pay attention to the baseline retest or the programming. But
Yeah,
when you see someone buy into it and actually fill out their scorecard during baseline week, they come 3, 4 days a week like they would have anyway. And
yeah,
then they fill it out at the end. It's like the realization that, oh, I got better. Like, oh, I'm actually doing something here. And I think everyone would have that experience if they just put their numbers down on the card, even though it doesn't seem important, but like just take the extra second to write it down and then be able to have that to look back on at the end of
yeah.
the cycle. Because
And
we had so many
just know
people.
what, like, it just gives you such great feedback, right? Like,
Mhm.
I got fitter. I didn't necessarily get as strong as I could have because I didn't focus on some of them strength days like I should. Like, I got good feedback. Like, I did get stronger, but I could
Mhm.
have got stronger, right? Like, because I was knowing what the cycle is about and what the programming is about. Like,
Yeah.
everything went up, but like, could I have, maybe spent a little bit more time focusing on them days, or did I
Right.
skip some days? Yeah.
That's a conversation I had with someone. If you pay attention to what's in baseline week and what we're working on in this cycle, and I had someone say, "Man, my bench press didn't go up." And I was like, "Well, did you make sure you came on bench press day,
Mm,
every week during this cycle?" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't know." And it's those kind of things. It's a very
yeah.
simple thing that you could plan for your week, but if you identify like I want to get better at bench press, every Sunday when I send that email and you see push-ups or bench press, you know
Yeah.
that that's a day you're not going to miss.
Because that's what happened to Coach Katie. Like, her focus was the lift off, you
Mhm.
know? And so when I look at her numbers, she really focused on the lifting days. and she's been working with me as her coach, and I focused on her eating a lot more protein and lifting days, and like looking after herself on all the other days and scaling down on all the other days, and then the lifting days, ramping that shit up, and she hit like a lifetime best back squat, and she missed it at the lift off, which is crazy, and then hit it during the week, right?
Yep.
Which
Yep.
is insane. And she went 155 pounds more over the three movements there, and
Yeah.
increased their strict pull-ups and increased their fitness. You know what I mean? So like,
Mhm.
it's really cool that you can focus, but she also still improved everything else.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome. I love seeing these cards, and I especially love it when athletes recognize it as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to put it in their face and be like, look how amazing that is. And, some people realize it, but I want everybody to fill out these cards and see their improvement when they do come, and just treat it as feedback. Like you said, I'm not trying to show you that you suck or you didn't show up. I just want you to know.
Yeah, just
Because,
know, like,
yeah.
you've been coming twice a week. That's
Mhm.
why you stayed the same. Oh, you
Mhm.
could come 3 times a week, so let's prioritize it, and then let's see what happens next cycle. You've been coming 3 times a week. What if we could sneak a fourth in? What happens then? And we get to see the results, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, I love it. And then my personal highlight, and something that I'm excited we're going to bring back earlier next quarter, is Decker Atlas built into this has been fun,
Mhm.
because we're going to take all these movements and be able to like see how strong you are across 10 movements. So it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
What
going to be
about
awesome.
you?
What is it?
What was your highlight, like outside, like the events or anything like that?
Highlight outside for the events. It's hard to pick.
Outside of the programming. Yeah.
Yeah, I did enjoy Deck Atlas a lot just because it was so new and so different, and presented such a different challenge. Um, yeah, I also really enjoyed, even though it was part of retest week, but not really. I did enjoy the Hyrox, the PFT we did on the Saturdays, mostly just because it was like DECA, such a different type of test than we normally do. We never do stuff that's just for time as fast as you can. And I think
Yeah.
it presents just such a different challenge to athletes than what they're used to.
Well, then there's a good excitement in the gym when it's happening too, right? Like, it was pretty awesome to see 40 people go after it on Saturday. So
Mhm.
at the end of baseline test
Yeah,
week,
and probably half of them not really sure what it was, but because they're an ox, they were just like,
I mean,
"Yeah, I'll do it. Tell me when to get on that runner," and I did, and they smashed it. So
yeah, awesome.
yeah, so it was great week.
What a way to wrap up spring. Summer's here.
Yeah, it makes me pumped. Gonna get started finalizing our next baseline week, which is coming up in just 1, 2, like 3, 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yep. And after spring break, if you are not happy with your results, where you're at, when you go to the pool, you don't feel good taking the shirt off, I'm starting a new group the Monday after spring break. So you better hit me up and get ready to fucking work.
And I think we had a lot of obviously, as you can tell, a lot of our clients have full scorecards. I have some clients that started in the middle of the cycle, which is great, but there is something to be said, I think, for starting at the very beginning of a cycle and seeing it all the way through to the end.
Right.
So if you are
Don't
thinking
wait.
about,
'Cause
don't
that'll
wait.
take us right to summer, right?
Yeah.
Like, you'll be
Yeah.
the fittest version of yourself for summer. Like, you won't regret it.
No. Yeah. Having that full cycle, full scorecard, a coach supporting you. This cycle is going to end right before July 1st, right at the true start of summer, just in time for all those trips or whatever you guys have planned. So
400 PRs. Let me note that on.
is this the right one?
Yep.
This phone.
400 PRs. Let's beat that in the fucking summer. Let's go.
Let's go.